Good evening, this is Just a Human, and welcome to this, our brand new series of Medieval 2 Total War. We are, of course, on the Crusader Kingdoms expansion, and we will be playing as the Rebels. Now, the Rebels, of course, don't have their own map here, but you can see from this map that they do have plenty of territories. Still, I am somewhat nervous about this campaign. I have been putting it off for a little while, and it's in part because I do think it's probably one of the trickier of the Rebels campaigns for a couple of reasons. A, just in terms of its general difficulty, I probably think that the Americas was more tricky, but I haven't played this before as the Rebels, and to be honest, I haven't played this very much at all. I don't know this campaign very well, and that's partly why I feel a little bit more nervous about it. I remember playing a Byzantine game back in the day, and that was good fun, but I'm not very confident that I know this one inside out like I do with some of the others, and that might cause me a few problems. Still, we do have plenty of settlements to start off with here, and as the Rebels, we will, on the Kingdoms expansion, we should have money after a little while, and we should have decent recruitment options, particularly when compared to Rome Total War, and in terms of money, particularly better off when compared to the base game of Medieval 2. Still, it's going to take a while to get there, and a usual tactic of killing a faction early is going to be tricky when there are some big armies around. The AI are also programmed on this particular Kingdoms expansion to generate tons of new armies when they get down to, I think, 2 settlements. So we could find that's a problem for us. Could they also be an opportunity? Because yes, if I can circumnavigate those bonus armies and then take the last settlements, we'll be gaining lots of armies. So really, this is just about that start. Can we take out a faction? And maybe, just maybe, it'll be Antioch. I don't know. Let's head on into the game, and let's see how we can make this work as the Rebels.
The Holy Lands, Outremer, a land of faith, a land of war. Byzantium, the majestic gateway to the east and the Crusades. The Principality of Antioch, a proud Crusader state and home to the Hospitallers. Jerusalem, the holy city, a kingdom forged by blood, steel, and faith. A place revered by the faithful and coveted by many. In the east, the mighty Seljuks, led by Nur-ed-Din, fighting to drive the accursed Crusaders into the sea. And to the south rises the cunning Salah al-Din, builder of an empire ready to grind the Crusaders into the desert sands. This is a time of faith, a time of battle, a time of total war.
Here we are then in a beautiful city of Adana, and immediately we're going to be fitting the general theme of this campaign, which is running away. We're going to send these guys straight up to Caesarea Caesarea. I should point out right at the start here, by the way, that I recorded the first 2 turns before I realised my mic was not on. I think I turned it off for the little intro video and then didn't turn it back on. So if there's any slight inconsistencies, that will just be because I'm going to try and recreate the turn. I did save at the start and end of each turn anyway, so you'll see the same for the next turn. But yes, basically I'll just run you through what I was doing, which is essentially choosing my battles. We're going to give up on this part of the world, but we will try and head up towards the Turkish town up through the mountain range here. In terms of these islands, not too much we can do. Interestingly, there are churches and chapels. We are the Rebels. Now, the Rebels, in theory, should be, well, they're normally heretic, but there is also pagan on this as well. I think you can see that in Limassol, actually. Just heretic and Islam there. Maybe it's in Adana, where we can actually build a mosque, so it is a bit varied. Yeah, you see pagan and heretic. Not really sure what we're supposed to be, but I have had a little play around. These don't seem to do very much, so it is a shame, but that's how it goes. On the Caesarea, by the way, this is where we're going to build ourselves a little castle, spend some of our money here. I mean, we're going to lose it all for a while, so we're just going to spend it on that, because this is going to be a useful spot for us. We want to be isolating the Turks. I don't know that we can kill the Turks. We're going to try and contain them because they are disconnected, much like on Medieval 2's base game. So we're going to have to try and disrupt them, try and get into their cities. Now, they might just go and take these while we do it, but if nothing else, we are burning their better cities. So that's going to be our plan over there. As for this part of the world, our main plan is to try and hold on to our castle here. Draw them in, let them kill themselves against our walls. So what we're going to do instead is, actually, yes, I was going to send this guy up north. So this army is immediately going to go and reinforce Homs. Again, the exact makeup of this is going to vary because, as I say, I already did this once and unfortunately wasn't recording the audio. So these might be slightly different makeup of armies, but basically we're moving our forces up forward to the castle. We're going to grab ourselves some reinforcements if at all possible. Yes, so we can get ourselves peasants and archers over there. Homs can get a couple more infantry. So yeah, hoping that they come and attack us so that we can then counter them. That's really our best opportunity, and we're just going to give up on town down here. Unfortunately, Jerusalem can grab that. The thing is, down in this corner of the world, Egypt and Jerusalem, there's not really much I could do. I could put some of this effort into Jerusalem instead, but I just think Antioch are more. Well, we've got the potential for other regions to feed into that war. So that's where I'm thinking with this. Now, some of these towns we're just going to give up on, burn the infrastructure, and just send the reinforcements elsewhere. So yeah, pretty much over these towns, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be grabbing all of our men, sending them up north to this river crossing here. That's the one we want, but to keep them in Kufa for now. And Basra, likewise, just send your troops up here because the Turks, as I say, they're a little bit separated. And the AI isn't often as aggressive as it should be, so you can often find a moment to pounce. What we need to be doing, though, is using our cavalry well to scout. So yes, finding towns like Tikrit over there and Baghdad somewhere around here, probably around all of these things, but on the river anyway. Mosul up in the north. Now we do have a few more towns up here. Van's going to send its troops up north. Tabriz is going to send it down to Kirkuk, and Yerevan and Tbilisi, they are going to send their things straight over to Theodosiopolis, which I pronounce much better here on the second run through of the audio. Now, okay, there's a couple Byzantine towns up here. We have one up here is somewhere. Then we have Sinope up in the north on that little nipple at the top of the map there. That's the technical term I think you'll find. So we're just going to hold on to Corum for now. We will make some use of some scouting here, but again, the scouting will look slightly different to the reality. You'll see why I decided not to just entirely start re-recording in a few minutes because, yeah, it was not the worst start we end up having here. So yes, we get troops into Kayseri. So Bastaya's probably the idea is to reinforce either of these two attacks, Trebizond and over there to Sinope. So that's largely where we are at the opening turns. We can just leave Cyprus as it is until we get some boats, to be honest. So all right, hopefully the commentary isn't too confusing, but we'll I'll load up the second turn and I'll take you through that. After a quiet turn 2 is pretty much just about moving our men in the right direction, continuing to scout and see what we can find into the distant lands. However, back over here at Homs, you'll find the interesting part, which is that Baalbek is not the town that was actually besieged. Quite a sizable force here in a castle. No, they decided to go for Homs instead. Now, of course, we did have the reinforcements over here, so what I've done is I've split them up. I've got my cavalry force to stand right next to the army. Ideally, what we want here is for them to attack the city and for these guys to reinforce and shoot them in the rear. That will be absolutely marvellous. In the meantime, we've sent the rest of them back to Damascus just to make sure that we don't entirely get mopped up in the rear. But by and large, yeah, we're just going to keep everyone shuffling along and end our turn again. Well, it turns out they do want to take us on at Homs, but not the city, and this is actually a little bit unfortunate because As the rebels, yeah, if we lose a battle, we do immediately die. Now, we can withdraw, but in this circumstance, with reinforcements, they cannot. They will be destroyed if we withdraw, which will be catastrophic. So, it's fine. It's still basically the same battle, just we don't have the defences and the tight streets this time. This guy could be quite tricky. He's a decent general, to be fair. 5 command on him. A little bit rough as a genius, very cultured. Yeah, really good chap if you're playing as Antioch. Nonetheless, we need to take this guy out. So into battle we go. Well, this battle should go very well indeed, as our reinforcements are coming not quite up the hill, but on the side of the hill. Very nice, very, very nice indeed. So I'm going to get these guys to run immediately. Now, the real question is, which of these units are helpful? There's some cav. You get into position. Infantry, immediately get yourselves up to this hill. You can walk for the time being, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, so we got ourselves our horse archers. Let's take out their Crusader knights. Just get some missiles in on them. You stand up on that ridge. Let's get shooting. Thank you very much. Okay, so what do we want? Oh, their archers are shooting. Their archers are shooting. Okay. We've got some archers to take care of. Let's go and take care of the sodding archers. Have a look what those guys are. Turkopoles. Yeah, let's just get our cavalry charged into the Turkopoles. That'll be absolutely grand. Those archers are moving once again. You head down into those guys. That'll be absolutely fine. Okay, these Crusader Knights have taken a fair bit of battering already. That's fine by me. What do we got over here? We got the charge on the Turkopoles. And that should be good news, but yeah, I do need these guys dealt with. If nothing else, just keep them shuffling. You guys keep running at them. Fine. You deal with them. You pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out. Those are Edessans. Get away from the Edessans. Your foot. They've routed already. Right. Well, we didn't really want that to happen, but it has happened now. Get those cav into there. You want my Mamelukes and all those guys. Yeah, the Mamelukes are going to be really key. Very strong units. Let's make sure we utilise them best as possible. They're now making this an interesting little affair. So we can have those Mamelukes over there. What have we got at the back? Desert Cav. General's Bodyguard, Turkoman. Yeah, you go deal with them. And we'll leave those guys back there. They can handle themselves. Infantry, you should now, I'd say, run into that position, thank you very much, and get our Armenians a little bit behind them. Those are Turkish archers, Thomas, but that's fine. Okay, one more Arab cav that hasn't been given instructions. That's fine. You just charge into those guys. We'll just pin them in a moment. Okay, can you guys get yourselves out of there? That's absolutely fine. We had a nice enough start of an engagement. You're probably going to win against those guys, but let's just go and make sure they're dealt with. General's going to come at these guys. That just keeps him out of the battle, quite frankly. I'm happy for him to run into the distance. Very, very much so. Knights of Antioch are going to get charged by the Arab cav, which isn't a great engagement, but it should at least distract them. They are fairly surrounded at this point. Who else is standing at the back, by the way? They are reinforcements that we cannot utilise. Okay. Archers and infantry are largely in position at this point. That is good. Okay. Fine. We can probably then afford to just bring our infantry a little bit further up this hill, further up and around the hill to about there. That'd be perfect. And get these archers a very good range on them as well. Just start getting the archers into that position. So all of you run. That'd be absolutely magnificent. Now at this point, Mamelukes, get yourselves over here. You just need to give us a bit of room. Now, let's just start getting these guys across the map instead. They're Hospitaller Sergeants. Yeah, we'll just swing across. That'll be fine. They're just a decent lads. We got routed by the Knights of Antioch. That's a shame. But that's only Turkomans and things. So at this point, more and more skirmishing. Yeah, so some Frankish sword lads. Okay, Frankish axemen. They could be annoying. They could indeed. Alright, well, we're going to charge through these guys straight forward into those axemen if at all possible. You hit the Edessan squires. Yeah, there we are. Big breaks in the centre. That's what we want to see. Very nice indeed. There's a cav running off in that part of the world, but we'll be fine so long as we get on top of these Frankish swordsmen. Nice and quick. Armenia should now be shooting in. Good. Alright. This is not the worst engagement. Hospitaller Sergeants down there, Crusader Sergeants. Yeah, one of you hit them. Two of you hit them. It's kind of what we need at this point. Armenians. Yes. Okay. So got Turkopoles back there. Yeah, let's just start hitting those missiles. That would be for the best. These guys, that's Turkomans. Oh, there's a Cav. They're stuck in an engagement with the general. I'm going to tell them to run, but they'll probably just flee immediately as a result of that, which is unfortunate, but it's just the way it goes. Hit the Crusader Knights, please. Well, actually, don't hit the Crusader Knights. Bring yourselves back to the centre. In fact, yeah, hit those archers instead. That's your job. Your cavalry of some sort, do your thing. Okay, generals. We've got Frankish swordsmen back here. We've got more Mamelukes trying to do stuff to your reinforcements. You need to be careful about this flank here, because it could be problematic. Yes, let's just get these two guys to start moving across like that. That'll be ideal. Okay, these guys are just going to plough through this line here. That's a route. Route number 1. And route number 2. Number 2. Okay, I do want to mop them up, but I also want to be careful that we don't get overstretched in other positions. Very nice. Okay. We will inevitably be losing people in this battle, but it's fine. The missiles should be dealing with those guys, so I'm not actually going to worry about them too much. Send the 36 after them. General is over there. Mounted sergeants. They could get themselves in trouble, actually. Yeah, you know what? You two can probably deal with the mounted sergeants, probably. So yeah, you deal with them. You get yourselves over there to those lads. Looks like some of their knights are still causing us problems. Hardly surprising, to be honest. You guys, do your job. You head into those Frankish knights. Who's back here, by the way? Does it Cav? You're probably the ones who fled earlier, or your reinforcements. I don't even know. Get in here and be useful, lads. That's a good dog. Right, you guys, charge on into those lads. You guys charging into those lads. That'll probably be fine. Armenians, stand the hell still. Your Turks, that's probably why you're not listening to me as I say that. Shoot on into there. This is a good engagement. 56 them. No, it's a terrible engagement, Thomas. Pull out of that. Pull out of that. Pull out of that. Pull out of that. Let's just hope that these reinforcement cav can pile in and tear the rest of them asunder. Fortunately, units normally who are told to change direction on this game like to immediately run, because that's what they think that it means. It's not what it means. Half of them remain, which is good news. I need to get my bearings a little bit, though. These guys are a bit irritating, this. Mamelik archers. One of you can just deal with them. The rest of you just need to get out of there, because you're being wasted in that part of the battlefield. So let's go and get control of that situation instead. These guys are now fleeing. That's good news. Good news indeed. So with that, you continue to take out these guys. Get on top of those Turkopoles. Mamelukes. Yeah, you're in a better position now to go and deal with these guys instead. You're over there just being chased down. That's fine. Okay. Alright, Knights of Antioch. Archers, aim at those Knights of Antioch. These guys are out of position now, but it's fine. You can go deal with them. That's kind of your job. There's cavalry, your spears of some sort, probably. You're probably just a bunch of peasants with sticks, but there we are. Okay, in general, things are pretty good. We're now just going to shoot this general with all we've got in this part of the world. We seem to be out of missiles with those lads, but we've got a pile of Mamelukes and we need to be using them well in this part of the world. Over here we got these two guys. They're clearing things up very effectively. Keep grabbing those Turkopoles and shoving them into the earth. You get on top of those archers. In fact, no, get on top of those hospitaller guys. We've got rid of the Knights of Antioch. Oh, that's excellent news. Eggside all around. Grab our Turkish archers, who have remembered who they are now, and hit that goddamn general. He needs to go down. He's pretty much what we need to take care of at this point. Grab my infantry. You two deal with them. And as for you, you going... Yeah, don't do that. You've distracted him a little bit. That's fine. Armenians, start shooting him. In fact, all missiles. Can you please shoot him? That'll be absolutely fine. Not run. Just javelin. Just javelin. Thank you very much, sir. Right, all infantry are going to get into Mr. General McGee now. Cavalry. Yeah, just get around the back. Get around the back. And you, sir, do very much the same. You are those lads over there. Okay, I'm going to try and get on top of this general now. There's very little else remaining. So let's just get the surround and pile on in the best we can. Don't really want to lose my Mamluks too much, but I think if I can just get enough numbers, we might be able to do the job on them here. As for the rest of them fleeing, you can top of those sodding tear-filled spearmen, or whatever they are. Don't really know. Archers of some kind. Right, General is now pretty much surrounded by all of this. And grab my cav and just get them out of there. General is fleeing. He is fighting to the death, which means he's not going to last very long. But we should probably just make sure that he actually doesn't escape all of this. I think we're now fine. General is gone. That is parfait. And there's some lad in the distance we were trying to kill those archers, wasn't it? Yes, that'll be fine. Get on top of that. I think we've done it. Nice early victory here. 16%. Actually, it felt chaotic, but only 16% lost here. They've lost 86, which means, yeah, we might have a good chance here of moving on into the city like we want to. I'll spit to the sergeants, by the way. Can we just make sure these archers are shooting where they should be, which is them? We actually do have some guys left to take out, which is these lads. You, get on top of them. You, get on top of them. Let's finish this, damn it. A great victory for Captain Al-Mustansir. Excellent work, all things considered. And with that, we're in a pretty darn good position. These 5 Mamluk archers, we need to be keeping them alive, making good use of them. And with that, we are looking in a much, much better position. I realise at this point, by the way, that I had managed to have my microphone off for the intro parts of the video, so I hope everything looks the same in your world. But I will have to like redo the little intro part of this. Excellent. Right, but we're now caught up at the point where I have turned on the microphone, so all is good. Get some of these guys merged, get these guys merged, and actually, aside from these 12 who can just be spies now, as you're a slightly damaged unit, that's really what your job is, get everyone into Homs. And now what we want to do really is just know what they have around, because if we can see reinforcements or not see reinforcements, as the case is right now, oh yeah, that's what we want, baby. Okay, we can't see beyond the crack, but we should probably just go in at this point, because I can't see anything over in the north. I'm having a look. There we are. He's going to be buggered. So they can't get there they can't get there next turn. We have to go in right now then. Alright, into the fortress we go. That's going to go really well, isn't it? I'm going to grab all the infantry. Infantry is going to start. Right, they do have some units there. There's Tripoli over there, but that is part of Jerusalem. So that'll be fine. Get more infantry. Probably didn't want those 46, but it's fine. And grab our archers. We want someone on the wall to shoot things down. Some more desert archers. Good. We'll take the walls and we'll do that. Some lovely missile units to bolster our ranks. A few desert cav for these missiles. Why not? Another desert cavalry. And what else do we have back here? Some peasants to do some basic push work of some sort. I don't really know. And do we have anything else? No, I think we're okay. We've got a couple more Mamluks. Mamluks are going to be helpful. They can get us through in a pinch if we need it. So, you grab that. Don't want towers. We'll just take the ladders and the ram. Maybe we'll have 2 rams, actually, and 4 ladders. That will be good. Okay. This is interesting now. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I mean, the thing is, if we can crack into this place, we just want to try and move north. I mean, the Turks maybe attack these guys. What is the diplomacy, by the way? They are at war, so they are set to be at war. That's good. So they could still be distracting each other, which isn't something I'd actually thought about till now. By the way, say hello to a friend who's joined us. You're fun. You're a Turkmen, not a full general unit. But, yeah, you've joined us. That's very nice, sir. Where do you want to go? Probably as far away from these guys as possible, I would say, yes. Unfortunately for you, you can't get away from both of them. You can get this far, and that'll be enough to probably retreat away. Fine. Oh, that's all right. We've already gained ourselves some more units. Yes, this place is under siege. Not ideal. Not ideal. ideal, but we could... We could still work out... Let's send you down south. You go down there. You can come up this way, sir. And... yeah, get yourselves to the river crossing. Leave that one unit back there. He's actually got himself a shield. Very nice. You know what? We'll lose Basra one way or the other. Either we lose it or we don't. That's how this works. Literally how it works on us. So we'll wander over there. But yeah, troops starting to come together. Over here, we need some scouting actually, don't we? Need some scout. Get the Arab cavalry forward. Let's see where they're at. They are there currently. Should be able to... like to be able to see him on the hill here, but apparently not. Apparently not. Oh, there we go. Fine. So if he's over here, that gives us, presumably, a pretty good move in this direction. So I'm going to say... oof. This is a risky play. We've got to try and get this right. Where are their units? You are right there. I'm going to grab this whole force. So we do have a few more coming. You come here. Turkomans can get a bit further. Send them forward. Get to Kirkuk for now. Next turn, we're going to try and pounce on a few of those at once. If we lose this one, it's fine. We'll come back for it later. That will have to do. Up here, get to the road. There's a town. There's a town. It's decent amount in it. We should have enough. We should have enough to deal with that. It's just, do you want to follow the road this way? No, we want to deal with the Turks here. So we're going to go and put this under siege as well. I think we've got to go for it. Got to be aggressive where we can. And as for this up here, ooh, we found someone with our scout. Very nice. Right, Mr. Scout, who is this guy? Yeah, they could cause you problems, but I think we'll be okay. Yeah, let's send this guy up here towards Sinop. Sinop should be this bit sticking up the very top. It's the very northern point, isn't it? So we're going to go grab Sinop. And yes, you can join as well. So this is nearly a full stack. Yeah. Alright, leave the Arab cav. Leave one town militia for the moment. That's near enough a full stack. Tell you what we will do. We'll send the extra town militia actually. Send them all. Send them all. You sir deal with him. And we'll try and mop up this guy. Into battle we go. Up in the north then we have unfortunately lost sight of that army. I can't see it, so presumably it's gone towards us. But we are gathering our forces, so hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. So this under siege. Ooh, new spawn. Very nice. Where's the road? Well, here's the road. Where is the region? That's Laodicea. Now that's ammonium up there. So is it down here? Oh, it is down here. Very poorly defended down here. Okie pokey, sir. Yeah, build yourselves a ram. Very nice. Be nice if we had you in first turn so we could hire up the mercenaries, but oh well. Okay, these two, between them, we could win over these battles, but we might be a bit stretched for all of that. Gain some nice traits. Any more random spawns, by the way? Venice going to come up one day. Hopefully their generals will just die. That'll be fun. They just die of a death. I think we're largely where we want to be this turn. A few more units just sodding their way up in one direction or another, but things starting okay here. Interesting. The Byzantines are going to immediately sally forth at my general. Oh, that would be why. There's another 800 of them hiding around the corner. That would indeed be why. Also, this guy probably could take us out by himself. We're gonna withdraw, actually, mate. Yeah, we're gonna die now. Okay, well, unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes with these rebel spawns. You get excited and they immediately die in a hole. Cat and Manuel, though, we could pick off some units here, so well worth getting this right. It wasn't really planning on attacking the Byzantines, but this city was just asking to be attacked. Right, in we go. Let's see what damage we can do. Unfortunately, the game is doing what it likes to do sometimes on these hills and not actually managed to get the shot in. I think it's too steep for them to actually hit these guys. We've done no damage to them whatsoever. There we go, but it's a bit late, to be honest, guys. Oh well, that's a bit of a shame. I'm actually going to send those gavs straight in there, and you can just get yourselves back on the hill. Bit irritating, to be honest, but we'll just have to deal with it. So, yeah, there we are. Shoot those guys. You've already cleared them out immediately. That's perfect. I'm quite happy with that situation. You start shooting them. You get behind the lines and start shooting as well. General, yeah, get back on the hill, but start shooting at them. Let's see what we can do. This could be very, very amusing indeed. Trebizond archers over there. Yeah, we might just start getting a few shots in if we can. Get yourselves off skirmish, please, chaps. Tranche on the hill at those guys. Yeah, Byzantine infantry, you're going to be a problem, aren't you? So let's just keep this general up here, see what we can do. Get some side shots in. We are dancing an awful lot right now. They have a lot of potential missiles coming in, but not that many actually coming in. So that is good news, but unfortunately that infantry is starting to actually make it to the hill proper. And that is not good news for us. Get the general out of there. Okay, let's see what we can do here, because there's an awful lot of infantry and I don't know how much damage we're going to actually do. Take out this Byzantine cav. That's a half decent unit that we don't want to be facing. Spear militia. Right, let's see if we can get a good charge in here, general. See what you can do. You can do something very useful. Actually, there's the general right there. Town Minister General. No, it's not a general. It just looks a bit like the general flag because it's big. That's because different shaped flags are different types of units on this. Thomas infantry units, for example. Yes, we have ourselves missile units, different shaped flags. Very nice indeed, but unfortunately not nice enough. Let's see if these Byzantine infantry collapse or not. They're wavering. Come on! Come on, Steve. Let's take them down. Doesn't look like they're quite going. They're wavering. Playing too much Rome Total War. It's too quick on that. On this, the wavering takes a while to actually convince them to flee. Right, you pull out of that. Send some flaming arrows into them. See if they don't like that. You didn't mean to press that button, but I apparently did press the wrong one. All is fine. Yeah, off skirmish. I want fire instead. Fire and skirmish, definitely the same button. They are now routing. Took a little bit longer than I hoped, but it's fine. You into the next guys, you into them, and you into them as well. Byzantine cav need to go down. We're doing some good work here, 30 to 28. I mean, if we can have equal blows like that, that's pretty amazing. Get on top of those Byzantine cav, we don't want them going. My infantry is miles out of position. They have done a mass rout just about here. That's actually amazing. Can we just push that further? Push that further. That could be ridiculous. You might actually mass rout them here. This would be absolutely astounding if we did. Flaming missiles coming in, taking out many of our own as well as theirs. But there we are. There's mass. It's a mass rout. Hee. Missiles. Aim for the next one. Aim for the next one. Oh my days, this is amazing. Right, infantry. Do you want the infantry to keep pushing? Just for a moment, yes, but not for too long. Okay. Get these guys back up the hill. Hills on Total War. You can do pretty much anything with a hill. Okay, I think you might need to get the general back now, actually. You swing around, deal with those guys. Do not want you getting taken out, to be honest. No. Do not get taken out by the Scythian, by these guys. We don't have an angle on them, annoyingly. They're slightly problematic. Trebizond archers, they need to go down. Change your target over to them. That will be fine and dandy. Actually, yeah, now these guys are in range. Hit them, actually. That's a much, much better position. Get on top of them, Mr. Spears. That's kind of your job. So we'll just see if we can just let them catch us slightly. Yeah, that's fine. Just make sure the general doesn't get himself killed. Right, now they're in position. Generals on top of them, spearmen on top of them, they're routed. Perfect. Okay. It's continuing to go very, very well indeed. Charge on the hill to the town militia. Get my infantry back into position. We might have this yet, you know. I mean, they're going to keep on coming back and forth, but it's going pretty darn well. That's town militia that I really shouldn't have been charging when they weren't routing. But hey-ho, it is what it is. We've done it now. My general's flame, for Pete's sake. I just ruined it. I just ruined it, damn it. Alright, get the infantry back. My general's running somewhere. Terrible angle. Yeah, run the other way. Run the other way. Okay. I think I meant to send the infantry after them, but anyway, the job is done now. We'll just have to deal with that. Get this Kephion guys, however you pronounce them, dealt with. But unfortunately, we will lose now because I cocked that up, but it's fine. We're going to do a lot more damage than I first anticipated. Unfortunately, the general is not coming back because he's an utter fiend. That is problematic, and that's probably going to be the death of this battle, but we can still pretty much make it an even thing here. 55 to 55. How are we doing that? That's ridiculous. Charge in. Yeah, we've got them. We've got these guys, and we're going to hit them with a charge. And we'll go off flame. Actually, no, back on flaming. Actually, sorry, we need to be taking on those guys. You've done your job. Pull back. That's fine. Keep rinsing and repeating, please, because, yeah, these two shooting into them. These guys are wavering, very tired, but we're just repelling them. Repelling them again, again, again. You go onto normal missiles. You go onto normal missiles. Shoot at that guy as well. We're tiring. Yeah, I know, but they're mostly dead. We could actually win this if we are clever enough. Let's start going missiles straight at those Trebizonds, and we'll just let the hill win it for us. You go to loose. It's probably for the best. Yeah, get us onto loose formation as well. I don't know if they can even hit those guys at the back there. We're going to go to loose as much as possible. We're going to shoot down those Trebizonds. Do we want to charge them? I don't think we do want to charge them. I think we just want to shoot them as much as possible with the hill. And officially we have victory. That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how we're going to... Well, we can just shoot down whatever we can. But technically we've won. Oh, that's obscene. So 62 to 72. Oh, that is truly the greatest of all. Truly the greatest victory of this entire campaign will be this one right here. How absolutely glorious. Don't think we're going to be able to get on top of these guys, unfortunately. But no shots on them. They're going to run away. But we'll certainly take that. 62 to 72%. And, well, it went down to 64 in the end, 51. But yeah, we live to fight another day. Well, with our hero moving ever onwards, hopefully he can actually make it somewhere where he can live out his life. These unfortunately can't do much with. 3 turns still surrender. I'm very tempted to just wait this one out, to be honest. Especially as, yeah, if that's where that army is, then there's a good chance we have not too much. Okay, they're right there. They can make it to us. That's unfortunate. What I might do, just going to be a bit clever here. We're just going to put them under siege from this angle, and then we're going to get this force just to join in there instead. Good. Right, you get yourselves around here. We've got a few Turkomans over there. Yeah, just get yourself onto the hill. Now I can't see him anymore, but that's kind of okay. He's just out of the way for the time being. Yes, it's Sinope, not far away. We're going to have to deal with that one soon. Trebizond, though. Trebizond. Yes, we've now just about got our forces together for this one. Reinforcements are on their way. Now, can we make it in a couple of turns? You can make it in 2 turns around there. Tiny bit more. Okay, not too bad. We'll send him round. That'll be fine. Boat meeting boat. Let's try and sink him. We won. Oh, very nice. Wasn't expecting that. Let's just blockade it. So we'll come around and do it on this side. Much better. And as for the rest of this, yes, we're just going to keep shuffling people along because this is working out pretty well. Now, over in this part of the world, yeah, reinforcements are making it to the town. Now we can see these guys over here, and they're actually besieging Kermanshah over here. They have some rams already. Now we could send these guys to come and help, but I think we're just going to do our best to try and hold out and damage them as much as possible. Whereas what we actually want to be doing is, as much as possible, grabbing these forces all together. Oh yeah, we actually have a few extras now. That's very nice indeed. We have some camels over here on this particular occasion. Nice to have some camel friends. And yeah, we'll send one of you. Just follow the road for a bit. Can't see anyone right now. Interesting. You Bedouin. Actually, no, we have some more down here, don't we? Yes, very nice. You head up there. Nothing showing right now. Yeah, we just can't find any of them. Where are our friends? Nowhere to be seen. A surprising attack out in the middle of the desert. Hopefully we can get away from this chap. Yes, just about. And as for this guy, ambush is a failure. That's fine. We'll just withdraw. They're going to now take us out. That's unfortunate. This guy is going to have to die. But we might as well give a little charge before we go for it. Death and glory. Unfortunately for us, they've been sensible enough to actually use their cavalry here. Bit of a shame. Okay, let's see what we can charge at. We're just going to run down the hill. Byzantine infantry. That's not going to do very much, is it? Yeah, we're best off just running down the hill into someone. So we'll just run into these guys. They're actually damageable. So we'll just do what we can. Yeah, absolutely demolish them if at all possible. They're going to get caught by the looks of it. Yes, they will indeed. We can take up one unit, I'd be happy. But I doubt we will because we're just going to get shot. And they're closing in on us immediately. So, unfortunately, it's not going to be the best result for us here. Just, yeah, trying time to run through, but they're going to rout and immediately die. So, unfortunately, very little damage done there. Not really too surprising. Too many numbers. Couldn't pick anyone off. And as for the Sinope Force, they're going to take on the other set of random scouts as well. Okay, not the end of the world. Likewise, we'll just run away. Got to do the same thing again. Okay, take two. We have an interesting bit of sea here with some perfectly square sections. That's not how the game's supposed to look, lads. Disappointing. Now, we could just charge straight downhill into this Byzantine cav. And it might not be the worst idea just because they are way ahead of everyone else. The plan ideally would be to just take out the archers, but they're not at the front. So I'm going to say, let's just do that. Let's charge this Byzantine cav like we should have done last time. Let's just do our best to get a big chunky charge down the hill. That is not a charge at all. Well done, guys. You absolutely failed us. Still, we'll see what we can do. Unfortunately, the reinforcements are already getting quite close. We'll just rinse and repeat the same thing. This time, though, we won't tell them to try and re-maneuver. We'll just let them fight until they give up, which will be about 4 seconds' time. But we are taking more of a one-to-one here on the cavalry at this point, which is better. In comes the rout as the town militia arrive. Actually, not too bad, sir. Not too bad. You're fighting pretty well there, down to 22-ish for them. So you know what? That one levels out. We'll take it. Oh, interesting. They actually have the ability to reach this force here, and that is much better than us taking them on in Sinope. So, oh yeah, let's absolutely take on Captain Anthes. That's not his Athens, you fool. Barsby. You can give us a great victory here to end off the episode. Spear militia times 2, a couple Byzantine infantry. They look better than they are. They look quite cool, but they're not all that great. Quite happy we've damaged some of these guys at this point, and that's absolutely fine. Yeah, I reckon we've absolutely got this. Let's hit on him. We didn't quite get the Doom Hill, but right in the corner here, there is a bit of a position for us to utilise, and utilise it we shall. Okay, get our Turkomans. It's all Turkomans, is it? Yes, indeed it is. Get our Turkomans shuffling forward. Let's get on top of these Byzantine cavalry, shoot them down post-haste. And with them under control, yeah, we do want to make sure that we don't let anyone escape. So what I want to do with these cav is make sure that they are in a position to get on top of those guys. Now, we don't need to be all the way up that hill. We just need to be in position. So we're going to use this rock face here just to help us out. Yeah, you give us a very nice position on that side of the hill. Excellent stuff. So, grabbing our cavalry McGee's. That will be perfect. I'm just going to send 3 of them to run off to this flank over here. Just deal with those guys post-haste. And the other laddies... Yeah, you come forward and we'll just get onto that flank, please. Get yourself shuffling out nice and quick. Their Sikhaon are coming for us. That's ideal. We'll start shooting at them as much as we can. Just take them out of the game, take their missiles out of it. Same with all of this. I'm going to say just get on top of them. You'll be shooting them down anyway, but just... yeah, charge on in. We should be clearing them out before long. Just make sure their Trebizond archers are not standing still and shooting, because we don't want that situation either. There's too few of them to worry about now. We're going to get on top of these guys instead. They are routing. You guys swing around and deal with them instead. That will be absolutely grand. And with these guys taken out, we are in a much, much happier position to get on with the rest of this. These guys, yeah, you go and get the surround on. You chase those Byzantine cavalry down as much as possible. Make sure you're shooting them as well. And town militia coming on in, it's fine. We'll just retreat. Perfect news. Get yourselves off skirmish. No stupidity. Thank you very much, Sirree McGee. And with this, Byzantine infantry, start shooting at them. Although I would like the Trebizond archers gone ideally. Maybe we'll aim at those guys. But we do just need to be putting back just a little bit. Okay, these guys are in a good position over there. We'll make use of them in time. Down goes the general. The serpent's head has been cut, or at least shot anyway. We'll absolutely take that situation. We've got the town militia back there. Where'd the archers go? There are some Trebizonds. Okay, I don't think they've got any javelins in this army, so yeah, with the Trebizonds gone, we'll be absolutely where we want to be. Brilliant. Start bringing these guys over here. The horse archers might have this by themselves, to be honest. Show these guys who's boss. At this point, we're going to push the infantry line forward. Archers can start to do some damage. I don't think they're retreating, but they are taking an interesting position over in this part of the world. So we will just make sure we've got as much of a surrounding as possible. Bring these cavalry up the hill as well. They're just reorganising. Those Trebizonds are just about in position now. This line's a bit wonky, but it will do. We'll just move the infantry line to widen slightly, and we'll just leave the archers who are at the front doing their job because they're there just to get some early shots in. But to be honest, archers, you might as well just run out to the flanks at this point. That would be absolutely fine. You go and do that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Everyone running. Okay, we're going to take some damage at the end here because they are indeed coming in to have a proper fight, but if we can just make sure, yeah, these guys are back as well now. Very nice indeed. Let's just make sure we can do as much damage as possible. They should be routing almost instantaneously at this point, so they're going to charge it in. We're just going to stand and brace, to be honest, and we will try and see. Are they going to last for more than a few seconds? Oh, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that, sir. You're supposed to be cavalrying. Please continue to cavalry as much as you can. Alright. Keep sending some missiles in. I'm going to send these guys in because I just want to try and get the break on. So let's just get the ram into there. Get some cavalry into this position. And I think missiles can all just be shooting at him now, because it looks like we are indeed mopping them up. We are indeed. It's just this one guy here, this Byzantine spearman. I think he's the only one who's not yet fleeing. There we go. They're gone. All missiles off. All of them off. Okay, and now at this point, cavalry, get on top. Mop them up, baby. Just a handful of men escape around the side of this cliff here, annoying some archers who could actually be irritating in the city themselves, but it's absolutely fine. We've pretty much entirely annihilated this force. Alright, fine, we lost those 2 scout cavs, but they were just that. They were the least useful units we had, and they've done the job. Ruddy Laura, that is what we needed. Unfortunately, the Turks are going to head into Adana, though, and in spite of the fact that Jerusalem seemed to have turned up in Adana, very weird. Yes, unfortunately, they're not going to attack the Turks. They're going to let them take it first. So we'll do what we can, but it's not going to be very much. We're going to try and defend best we can on the plaza, a little bit of a V formation. All the cavalry in the world coming in now. I guess this will just be what it is. It's just a grind fest. But we can do a fair bit of damage if we're lucky. 49% to 6% of this. It's a decent attempt, but they were going to probably kill as many as ours as their own here with those flaming missiles. So keep on sending in the missiles, please. Yeah, that's what we want to see. We are now officially being over-controlled on the plaza here, but we're doing some damage. I will absolutely take this. Well done, lads. These are just trained extra units at the start of the game with some of our spare money. Down goes the brave Steve as he dies there on the plaza, and with that, the last man falls, and we have lost Adana, but 171 men lost. It'll do. Well, with the longest end turn in history, I think we're going to leave it here on a bit of a cliffhanger, because this is an important battle for us to win. We don't need to win it by much, but if we can hold this, give us a very good chance to A, have distracted this force, and B, take them out of the game. We want to try and eliminate the Turks in this little corner of the map. That will give us a good position to spring from. This could be a very nice way of doing it. Now, they definitely have the advantage here, but we have a decent enough amount to potentially hold this plaza here. So yeah, in for this general, who's a pretty decent chap, all things considered. But we're not Catholics, damn it, so you get no advantages there. Overall, though, been a very, very positive start for us here today. We do have a few places under siege, as you would probably expect. But having, got Homs defended well, we've got Krak under siege, that will be next time as well. We've done some good progress in terms of winning little battles here or there, but we'll see if it all falls apart next time, because often there's a bit of a kickback when it comes to rebels. Our army's disappeared, which is a terrible sign, but it's fine for now. This will be Monday and Thursday this series, so do look out for it. But for now, I'll leave you. I'm Thomas, this is the Nerds TV, and this has been our Medieval 2 Crusader Kingdoms Rebels campaign. Thank you, and tally ho. Today we're going to go for particularly aggressive diplomacy. Oh yes, it worked. Kablamo! You were always going to die, Steve. Oh! My feudal knights! My crispy, crispy feudal knights! The ram's burning! Right at the death!